Okay then. Well, before we get into Quigley, let's talk real quick about the Obama birth certificate situation, and just Obama in general. Now, a lot of people think that this issue is not important, and I've definitely thought that myself. But somebody brought up a good observation today. What's really important about the Obama situation, if in fact he is not a U.S. citizen, and, they've been grooming him from the beginning and prepping them and planning for him to be president with foreknowledge that, essentially they know he's not a U.S. citizen. What's important about that is that whoever is putting Obama into office, through whatever devices, through whatever finances, whoever's doing it has complete control over the guy. Because what can happen, if you have that kind of secret on the President of the United States, you control them very easily. Now, I've always understood that they're going to have the control over the President, and they've always got some baggage on them, but that is a huge piece of baggage. That's not like a coke problem when he was in college or some weird sexual stuff with women. That kind of stuff probably look over. We already know that he was tied to the Weather Underground, and they're literally terrorists, So, that didn't faze anybody. But this birth certificate thing, if it gets out, he's done. He'll be impeached. So that's why it's important. If it's true, then of course he's going to do whatever he is told. Now, a little bit about Carrol Quigley. I'm sure a lot of you have heard of him, but I think he's really important. But let me tell you why. Well, first of all, if you go to my blog, conspiracyfactdaily.blogspot.com, I've got a link there to a summary of his infamous book, Tragedy and Hope. Now, why is Tragedy and Hope important? Well, everybody will tell you that this is a fantastic book because it reveals the connection to the Bank of England and essentially the shadow government. It reveals the globalists and the internationalists and what they've been planning the past 100 years. Carrol Quigley just lays it all out. Alright, well, why pick this book over the other conspiracy factual books? I think it's important because, one, you can document that this guy literally had the people he's talking about. I think that's important. Two, he is a reputable source. And if you go to my blog, conspiracyfactdaily.blogspot.com, if you have never watched his interview that's available on YouTube, it's linked there. If you've never watched the interview with Carrol Quigley, it's a great interview because the guy is a smart guy. He's down to earth, straightforward. He's a no-nonsense guy. Georgetown professor. And this book is huge. That's why if you go to my blog, there's a summary. There's a good summary of what's in the book, so you don't have to read all 800 pages. I'd recommend reading them, but it's going to take a long time, and it is a history book. It's essentially a textbook for Western civilization. But, not every inch of it is about this conspiracy theory of international bankers taking over the world. So again, Tragedy and Hope, if you are trying to wake people up, please refer them to that little summary. They don't have to read all 800 pages. But just to get a good idea of what Carrol Quigley is talking about in this book. And again, it's just non-sensational is the word I like to use. I think if we can get this mental picture out of people's minds of the X-Files in the boardroom with the smoky men in their suits plotting world domination, and get more into non-sensational, realistic facts, Not just talking about their white papers and the government documents and the government documents. I mean, I think we have to be more specific about things. And Carrol Quigley gets really, really specific as a historian and a professor. So I highly recommend sharing that book, and please share that summary on my blog. You know, a lot of people find it difficult to stomach that our government would be involved in 9/11. But if you can document that there have been families and institutions that have been funding both sides of wars for years and years, you know, with the war with the Nazis, funding both sides of that conflict, if you can document that happened, why wouldn't they? Is it that hard to think that they might kill just 3,000 Americans to create what they have now? Patriot Act, NDAA, Afghanistan, Iraq, the complete destruction of the world economy. ConspiracyFactDaily.blogspot.com. Truth has no agenda. Later.